Hey, welcome to Abundant Source Raw, and in this video I wanted to talk with you about embracing your dark side and a little technique that I often use to kind of release emotions and to let go of the darkness that I feel sometimes that builds up when I'm not able to center myself, which happens every once in a while. I'll get kind of caught in despair, and then once you're dragged in, then it's just you're susceptible to all this other stuff around you that brings you even deeper. And so once you're in, it can be a little tough to get back out of it. So I wanted to share this with you to help some of you who maybe feel that way right now, like you're just in a rut, and you just are having a hard time getting out of it. So first of all, I'd like to say that these negative emotions and these things that you're feeling, they're not a bad thing, and you definitely don't want to avoid them. People have this notion that you should be 100% positive all the time, and that if you just think positively and you just focus on positivity, that your life will be positive and that you'll just be happy all the time. And it doesn't really work that way, because if you're only focusing on positivity, then you are leaving out and ignoring a whole other half to your being, and a whole other half to your life and who you are. And I find it so much more uplifting and relieving if I just embrace these negativities that are in my life, and I bring them to the surface to be sort of released. And in my opinion, you kind of want to do the same with positivity. Everyone has this kind of notion of just give me all the positivity and let me keep it. I'm just going to keep it with me and then leave no room for the negative, and I'm just going to be a big ball of positivity all the time. But life is always flowing through different moments, and if you try and hang on to those positive feelings, then you are going to suffer in the end, because life is always changing, and you're always gaining and then losing, and you can't really stop that. So you'll be disappointed if you try and hang on to certain experiences and feelings forever, and try to ignore other essential feelings that maybe you think are not so good. But by ignoring the negative feelings, you're kind of just locking them in, and never really bringing them up to the surface for them to be released. And so by ignoring these negative thoughts and emotions, you're actually trapping them in you, and kind of digging a deeper hole of despair inside of you, and these emotions are just going to be trapped there waiting to be released, while you are just ignoring them, trying to search for just positivity. And although positivity is great, and it's great to have different things reminding you of your goals and your dreams and what you want in positivity. I've got a little dream board right above me with some positive stuff on it, and this is different for everybody, but I personally have found that I get more motivated by my faults and having what is sort of wrong with my being in front of my face, more than I do with like my goals and things like that. My goals don't motivate me as much as my faults and the negative aspects motivate me, and that's definitely different for everybody. Some people are definitely more motivated when they see their dreams and goals on a dream board than by seeing what's crappy about their life. But for me, I look at the things that I really don't want in my life, and that's what motivates me more. And so since lately I've kind of been in this sort of mode of despair, I finally just sat down and did sort of like a little in-house cleanup, or sort of a routine little checkup that I do every once in a while, you could say. And basically I just sat down. I was feeling really heavy and like not whole like I normally am able to feel most of the time. And I just sat down and I just started going through everything that all my negative things. And so this is a great technique for anybody, and it really helps me. And sometimes I'll write it out, but this time I just sat down in a lotus meditative position, closed my eyes, and just started going down a list of things that, in my opinion, are not really negative. They're just things that are weighing me down and keeping me from reaching the center and being connected with the source. And so all I'm trying to do is get these emotions to the surface and release them, so that way I don't feel as heavy, and that way I can stay more connected. And so what I'll do is just sit down and think. And always the first two that come up is always, I am a liar and I am a hypocrite. Always, those are always like the ones that I just think of most, I guess, when I am in that mode of, attachment to these emotions and feelings. So I'll sit down and just go through it. I am a liar, I am a hypocrite, I am a glutton, I use others for my own personal gain, I am afraid, I am angry, I am lustful, I am depressed, I am never satisfied. And I just go through these just as they come up, just sit down and then just let it happen, and go through this list of things that you might think are negative or just things that are weighing you down. And every time I say something like that, when I say something new, I am a liar, it's like a release, and I feel a weight lifted off. And as you get to the bottom, and I just go until I've got nothing left to say, and it's all out, and I'm totally honest and okay with myself and everything that just came out. I'm not judging it or thinking, oh my god, I'm this and this and it makes me a terrible person and I should be ashamed of myself. I let them come up, and actually I am ashamed was one of them that came up for me, but then it was just automatically released instantly, so no more shame. And that's how simple and easy it is. And you never want to ignore these things, or they build up just like that, and then you gotta go do the work and release them. And they are an essential part of your being, sort of. As long as you are in this earthly realm and you are in your body and you identify with the world and you identify with positivity and negativity, then these things will be an essential part of your being, and you don't want to ignore that because they will build up and they'll start to rot inside of you. And it's like, I think of it as like having two kids. You've got positive and negative, and you're just giving all your love and attention towards positivity and building that up, and your other child here, your other part of your being, negativity here, is always being ignored, never acknowledged. And so what's going to happen? Of course they are going to be upset and confused and scream out to you for attention and say, hey, I'm over here too, give me attention. Just you can give your dark side a little bit of love and attention as well. In fact, you should give them equal love and attention, as if they were both your child and a part of your being, which they are. So don't ignore your dark side. Accept all these things, and speaking them out loud like that definitely helps to release them. And that's kind of what you're going for. You don't really want to be identified with negative or positive. You just want to let them come up as they come and release them both. You don't want to hang on to positivity, because then you're going to feel like you're lacking when it's gone. And so really the goal here is to just feel things as they are. Don't judge them, just embrace them, and then let them go, and be okay with the moment and what's going on right now, whether it's positive or negative. Once you are able to accept these things, then you can get more connected with the source and your true being, and then this whole notion of positivity and negativity really don't have much of a hold on you, and you're not really too concerned with either of them, because you realize that they complement each other, they are one with each other, they're the same thing. And if you call one bad, or one good, then it means that the other has to be bad, and that means there's always going to be some kind of bad in your life. If you regard positivity as being great and amazing, then that means if you ever experience negativity, it's always going to be awful and not very pleasant. But if you can just let go of both, then everything is at peace and you feel amazing. And so different emotion works like this help a lot. And also eating raw foods, especially high fruit diet, is going to be definitely the best way to fast track yourself towards health and releasing these emotions and getting connected with the source and being your authentic self. I have not seen anything accelerate somebody's growth in their physical and mental and spiritual aspects as fast as getting on a raw food diet and cleaning out the body, the temple, and cleaning out the mind, and then just being a conduit for life to flow through. And that is how you're going to experience your best self as fast as possible. Is get on a raw food diet, stop eating this dead cooked food with no nutrition, and you're going to feel amazing, and your meditations are going to be 1,000 times better. So go ahead and try out raw foods for a week, 2 weeks, and see what you think. Feel the benefits for yourself. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.